Never trust a beef check until you've run the calf math. One tiny tweak in a herd can flip five-figure profits faster than a gate slam shut. And today, I'm going to prove it. Picture a wide open pasture at sunrise. Steam curls off the grass, calves nudge their mothers, and somewhere out there stands Sam, a rancher who inherited 100 Angus-cross cows, a set of crooked corrals, and just enough optimism to try turning grass into cash instead of selling the land for condos. Neighbors chuckled that calves barely cover the feed bill, but Sam wanted to see whether smart management could rewrite that story. If you've ever wondered how some ranchers turn mooing into money while others grow dust and debt, stay tuned because in the next few minutes you'll get a step-by-step blueprint you can scribble on a feed sack and use tomorrow morning. By the end, we'll run exact numbers on Sam's herd, uncover the dollars that usually stay hidden, and show you how to keep them in your pocket. First, understand where the cash actually comes from. A cow-calf operation has three money spigots: the calf check at weaning, the salvage value of cull cows and bulls, and those fancy replacement heifers you sell if they're good enough for someone else's pasture. In February of 2025, a 550-pound steer calf in Kansas averaged roughly $31.14 per hundredweight, about $1,727 each. Multiply that by a healthy calf crop, and the sums get serious. So every decision you make should push one of three levers: calves weaned, pounds per calf, or price per pound. Sam started with pregnancies, not pounds, because no fetus means no payday. Top herds hit a 96% calving rate inside 63 days. He hired the vet in early summer, preg-checked every cow, and shipped the open ones before they could eat winter hay. That one move bumped his weaning percentage from 80 to 92, adding 12 extra calves and nearly 20 grand in gross revenue before he'd poured a single bag of feed. Next came calving distribution. Calves born in the first 21 days gain weight like kids at a county fair pie contest. The goal is simple: stack the front end of the calving window so most babies hit the ground early, then watch them tip the scale heavier at weaning. Sam tightened breeding to 2 heat cycles, used a cleanup bull with a libido like a rodeo champ, and hit 63% of births in the first 3 weeks. Later, when the calves stepped onto the sale barn scale, those extra early days translated into bigger paychecks without a single extra bale of hay. Weights matter too. Across the country, the average calf weans at 500 to 550 pounds. Sam wanted 600. He picked moderate frame bulls with proven growth genetics, so the cows could still thrive on grass. He planted warm season annuals that explode in midsummer, giving calves rocket fuel right when cool season grasses slow down. Instead of pouring expensive creep pellets into feeders, he used creep grazing panels, letting the calves slip into fresh forage ahead of the cows. 50 extra pounds on 92 calves at $3 in change per pound dumped another 14 grand into his ledger, again without lighting money on fire. But revenue only tells half the story. Costs will bleed you dry if you let them. The average spring calving herd in the plains racks up about $550 per cow in direct expenses before land or labor. Sam's golden rule was simple: never spend $1 unless it saves 2 or earns 3. Feed is the fattest line item, so he stockpiled tall fescue in the fall and grazed neighbor corn stalks after harvest, shaving winter hay by a quarter. Land costs came next. In his semi-arid county, he budgets 8 acres per cow-calf pair, matching long-term university benchmarks, so the range never degrades. Health costs were non-negotiable. A $12 viral respiratory shot beats a $300 dead calf every single day. Interest and depreciation stayed low because Sam rebuilt old machinery instead of chasing shiny paint. And while he pays himself last, His spreadsheet still counts $15 an hour for labor, so the math stays honest if he ever hires help. Getting paid well for the calves is just as crucial. Sam refuses to dump cattle at the local barn on a random Tuesday. He preconditions calves 45 days with 2 rounds of vaccines, teaches them to eat from a bunk, films a calm video lot, and sells over an internet auction where buyers from 6 states can bid. Uniform truck weaned steers in single-owner lots command premiums. $8 a hundredweight on a good day, $44 a head, $4,000 on the pen, all for paperwork and patience. Now, optimism is great, but the weather doesn't read spreadsheets. In 2024, the prairie threw a curveball. Hay shot to $240 a ton, spring rains vanished, and feeder futures sagged $5 on rumors of recession. If Sam fed every cow until fall, he'd torch cash by October. So he ran scenarios. Selling the 20 opens immediately would drop stocking pressure. Weaning calves a month early at 500 pounds instead of 6 would lighten the range and cut feed. Or he could mortgage the future, buying overpriced hay and pray for rain. The spreadsheet screamed for culling hard and weaning early. He shipped open mouths first, banked the check, and pulled calves at 500 pounds. Yes, they were 100 pounds lighter than planned, but the math still worked because he dodged $15,000 in hay and supplement. Crisis averted. Sale day arrived inside a dusty ring full of chatter. The auctioneer's chant bounced off tin rafters. Uniform set of 62 black-hided steers, all shots 502 pounds, 340, 342, 343, sold 344. $1,728 a head, roughly the same gross as heavier calves the year before. Smart management had out-wrestled bad weather and high feed costs. By New Year's Eve, Sam's ledger told the story. Gross calf revenue, $128,000. Cull cows and bulls added $12,000. Direct expenses landed at $55,000. Fixed costs and his own labor soaked up $30,000. What remained was $55,000 in profit. $550 a cow, a number that makes land bankers nod instead of frown. Next year might tighten or loosen, but the blueprint stands firm. Breed more cows early, grow heavier calves on cheap forage, market them smarter than the next guy, and cut every penny of waste before it sprouts hooves. So, if you're ready for the next money-making step in your ranch journey, tap the video on screen and keep the cash flowing.